Okay, so the first thing we really want to work on is we're going to look at the notes on our low sixth string. Now, if you look in your book, there is a diagram of all the notes, including the sharps and flats, up and down the first 12 frets. Right now, let's start by just discussing the natural notes, okay, Bill? Do me a favor. Would you play for them like from E up to E and back down, just so they can see that?
Certainly.
Thank you. Now we're going to discuss what those notes are, and that pattern that Bill just played on that low string is just so critical to us as guitarists. Eventually, you really need to know those notes. So you know what I'll do? Let's play it together. I'm going to say the names of the notes out loud as we play. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Now you at home, in example 1, that's what example 1 basically is, and I want you to not only play example 1, I want you to memorize it, and as you play it, I want you to say the names of the notes out loud so you get them memorized. A couple of important things. First of all, we talked about whole steps and half steps in book 1, and we talked about the fact that we're going to refer right now to only natural notes. In other words, no sharps or flats. Okay, all adjacent natural notes, adjacent meaning next to each other, all adjacent natural notes are a whole step apart, which is 2 frets, except E and F and B and C. So let's look at how that works on the guitar. Bill, play open E. Now that's the open string. Now I said except E, F, and B, C. So that means the distance between E and F is a half step, which is 1 fret. So go a half step. Good. So a half step from the open string is to the first fret. Now, what I said was all adjacent notes are a whole step apart except E, F, B, C. So that means F to G would be a whole step. Show us a whole step, Bill. That 2 fret distance that Bill just played is a whole step. So again, G to A would be a whole step. Bill? Thank you. You're doing a wonderful job as my hand model. Now, so Bill is on A. A to B, another whole step. Okay? B to C, that's the other natural half step. Show us that. So you can see Bill only had to go 1 fret, which is a half step. I know, half steps, 1 fret, but you'll get used to it. Now that you're on C, Bill, go a whole step to D. Yep, you can play it. And a whole step up to E. So you at home, I want you to play example 1. Say the names of those notes out loud. Pay careful attention to the natural half steps, which is E to F and B to C. Bill, you were mentioning yesterday when we went through this, you were talking about the fret markers.
Yes,
right?
sir. If you pay attention, you really need road signs. And a good way to look at the guitar, there's a natural symbolism in the fret markers. Each of these will vary depending on the pitch of the string, but on the 6th string, if we go to the 3rd fret and we see there's a marker there, your guitar may not have it, but some do, that's a G. Okay, I've got imagery where I can see that's the G. The next fret marker gives me an A. And then there's a B. So these are really, once I get going here, I can see the G, A, B. C doesn't have a marker, but it's easy. If you know where B is, and using what Aaron was saying, the C is going to be a half step right above it. And then we need a whole step, which would be above the marker. And then there's a marker. And usually there'll be double dots where the 12th fret is set up.
And on my guitar, you can see the double dots in front.
Yeah.
On yours, you can't. But if I look down, I also see them.
If you're playing a nylon string guitar, keep in mind that the neck, where the neck joins the body, is the 12th fret. That fret right there.
And the fret markers are pretty universal on all steel string guitars and electric guitars, right? So pretty much every steel string guitar and electric guitar has those exact markers. The 3rd fret, the 5th, the 7th, the 9th, and the 12th. Get used to that. use it as your reference. 3rd fret G, 5th fret A, like Bill was saying. If you're playing a nylon string classical guitar, it's tradition that it doesn't have as many, in fact, it's tradition that it doesn't have any markers in the front of the neck. It has a few on the top. A trick a lot of us do when we begin nylon string guitars, take some nail polish. That's what I did. Like a white pearlescent nail polish. And very carefully, you can put a little dot at the 3rd fret, a little dot at the 5th, a little dot at the 7th. So you have those same guideposts. Okay, so you don't have to have a blank neck. Although, like I said, traditionally, classical guitar does do that, and they just depend more on their memory. Okay? So get familiar with those notes, and pretty soon we're going to be using those to locate the roots of chords.